How's it going, guys? This is the American Foot Channel, and today I actually wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about for the last couple of days, a bit of controversy. But before that, don't forget to like this video if you like what you're seeing in my channel, and don't forget to subscribe to it either. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. But anyways, so Real Madrid played Almeria this weekend. They were playing at the Bernabeu. Almeria, one of the bottom teams in the league. And at one point, Almeria was up 2-0. They were up 2-0 fairly. It was a good game by them. No one expected them to be up 2-0 at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. But it was happening. And, Real Madrid was struggling a little bit. And then all of a sudden, there's this cross. And then when they review it through the VAR, you see that there's a potential handball. Now, the handball, it was a little iffy to me, but I guess when you look at it, I could see why they called it, but I guess it does constitute a handball when you look at it. But anyways, it was iffy. I wasn't too sure about it. But they called it. I was like, okay, fine, that's a handball. Jude Bellingham scores it. No problem. It's 2-1 at that point. Let's move on. Let's get the comeback. And keep in mind, I'm saying all this as a Real Madrid fan myself. So anyways, so the game goes on. And then Almeria get Real Madrid on the counter. Mind you, it's 2-1 at this point. They get them on the counter. They score. The ball goes in the net. They're celebrating. And then they call the VAR. And I'm under the impression at first, because I missed this. I didn't see it at first, that it was a potential offside. I was like, oh, maybe the guy was a little bit ahead of the ball when it was played to him. Let's see what's up. So they actually review it, and it's actually, there's a foul before that, or potential foul on Jude Bellingham. We look at this foul, and it's literally this dude just touches Jude Bellingham in the face. Jude Bellingham goes down like a dead fly. He goes down like nothing. And I'm just like, that's weak. I'm like, there's no way they're going to call that. It would favor my team, but it looks so weak. It looks like Jude Bellingham just felt the contact just slightly, and he drops down. So they review it for a little bit, and then eventually they call it, and they called it was a foul on Jude. And, the Almeria bench is just in disbelief, and understandably so, because I even think that was a weak foul. This part where the controversy had already started with the penalty, because there's always shouts that Real Madrid gets favors and stuff, and so did Barcelona, whatever. But after a game like this, you can kind of see why people in Spain, especially with the smaller teams, complain about this type of stuff. So that happened. So they cancel out the goal. Big controversy already. So I'm just like, all right, well, that's two awful calls, or at least one awful call, one iffy one. So let's move on. So then the game keeps going, and then all of a sudden there's a cross. Vinicius puts it away, and they review it, and he's touched it. He's put it away with this, basically, which is part of his arm. And so they're reviewing it, and I'm looking at it, and even the commentators in English were saying, like, okay, well, they have to review this, and they have to call off the goal. The VAR sees clearly it touches his arm. This is his arm, so it touches this. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever, it's 2-2, we can still tie it. Real Madrid's a great team, great players, Vinicius, Bellingham. I love Bellingham, but he went down too easy. But anyway, so they review it, and then they call it as a goal. And I'm just like, what the heck? I'm like, there's no way. So they call it as a goal. So referee claims it was the shoulder. This is the shoulder right here. There's a little bit of a separation, This is more of the arm. So they call it a goal. Controversial as heck. I'm just like, what the heck is happening? And then Real Madrid eventually gets the third goal, and they win the match. They win it really late. But controversial, man. It was rough to see something like this. Real Madrid does not need help. Like, they really don't. It's a great team. Girona's right up there on their ass, but Real Madrid does not need help at all. So to see something like this, it's a little disheartening as a fan. The referee, man, I don't know what happened with that referee. It's not Real Madrid's fault. They're not the ones making the calls. They're not the ones deciding if it's a penalty or not. They do the things like fall down to the floor easy, or Vinicius does this, which You know, it was such a fast play. I don't blame him for using this, right? It's just kind of an instinct. But, you know, it's not Real Madrid's fault, but this referee, man, it was bad, bro. I could see why it's so controversial. You know, I could see why people have been talking shit all week about it. And yeah, it's just been bugging me. Unfortunately, it kind of, it's a 3-2 win, but you know, you just don't know how to feel as a fan. You know, it's a little iffy for sure. I am happy that they won, but still, it's a harsh way to win. Almeria, a team that could potentially suffer relegation because of something like this. Yeah, it's controversial, man. But yeah, I mean, you guys let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you think. It's just something I felt I had to talk about because it's just kind of been bugging me all week. And, you know, we've been, as Real Madrid fans, we've been hearing it on social media all week. You know, it's been nonstop. And I kind of don't blame people for this, you know. But just saying, there's teams like Barcelona who have had really iffy games like this as well. So Real Madrid's not the only one. Happens all over football. But, you know, like I said, I'm not accusing Real Madrid of anything. They're just playing their game and they do what they do. It's more having to review the referee because this was sus, man. it was a really strange game. But yeah, I mean, it's a referee. You can't blame Real Madrid for this. So, but yeah, it's just something that's been bugging me. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comments. Let me know your opinions, and y'all have a good one.